GH1 TV, your best experience.
Now, in every relationship, there are various highs and lows. There are misunderstandings. But some people during the relationship find it very difficult to communicate when there are misunderstandings. How do you deal with an aggressive partner? But this partner's aggression is passive. Tonight on Live Stills, we discuss aggression, the causes, and how do people deal with it. Before I let you in on my guests, let's listen to this letter sent in from this.
Dear Tales, there's really a concern that I've had in almost all my relationships. It's like a trend, but I've decided to write here and talk about it so I know how to handle it. It's this passive aggression I experience with my partner currently. He would usually not express himself. I feel he bottles up a lot within, and at times a little misunderstanding rather causes him to flare up. Frequently, when I raise a concern that has to be addressed, he gives me straightforward answers and doesn't say much. When I complain, he'll say, "What do I expect him to say?" And I know men don't like talking much and that I like nagging. Meanwhile, instead of communicating to me my shortcomings, he'll rather give me a silent treatment where he refuses to talk to me for days and refuses to eat my food when I cook. So sometimes I decide not to deny my fury and not express myself because I'm unsure of how he'll take it, which is also affecting me. Tales, please help me. How do I even identify my partner's aggression and deal with it? Because he reacts without expressing himself and sometimes hostile, and when he flares up, it's also too much for me to handle.
Quite an interesting letter there. My guest tonight, I have Uncle Kwekwe Dumata. He's a counselor. I mention his name and I always have this big grin on my face. He's one of my favorites. Uncle Kwekwe Dumata is here. He's a counselor. We have Nicholas Aite. He's an insurer. And our very own Emilia Kafuya-Jege. She's a broadcast journalist, so she's my colleague. This month, we're spreading some love on MTN Momo. So did you know that now you can buy and send airtime to all other networks at no extra charge? That's some good news for us. All you have to do is dial *170#. That's your Momo code. *170#. Select option 3, airtime and bundle. Select option 1, that's airtime. Then finally, you select option 4, other networks, and follow the prompts to buy airtime for your family and friends. Please don't forget to show love to people with MTN. MTN is everywhere you go. My guests are seated. My name is Lily Mohammed. Okay, so I go this way. Nicholas, after reading this letter, what was running through your mind?
Okay, so after reading the letter, the main thing that ran through my mind was the fact that she said it was a trend going through all of her relationships. So, first of all, to begin with, it looks like he has to do more with her than the partner. That being said, it is well noting that in every relationship, communication is key. You are supposed to be able to communicate to your partner. You don't keep things within you for you to. But you bottle things within you and then flare up at the listing. It is necessary that you communicate. Let your partner know what it is that she's doing right or not doing right at any point in time. Yes, basically that's just about it.
Before I come to the lady in between, let me hear from you, Uncle Kwekwe.
Yes, what I realize is that there is not known of who they are dealing with. One, they don't know themselves. The lady do not know herself, of which she will be able to move on to the next stage of knowing the guy. Taking things just as they are and expecting the results from her point of view. It won't work that way. And again, just like Nicholas said, it is a trend. Then have you questioned yourself? So the lady should sit and question why it was Kwesi, Kwejo, Kwamena, Akwesi. Why is it like that? Is it because of me? So the lady should sit and do introspection of herself as to what is my behavioral pattern towards wanting to know people. If she doesn't know that, she's always going to go through that. It calls for a pause for you to do self-examination. Yes.
Emilia, you are a woman, so I'm sure you are putting yourself in this lady's shoes. But before you tell us what the typical woman is going through, Nicholas, in your submission, you're talking about him. But why do men feel very difficult opening up about things? Is it, one time I read a book that says men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Really, okay, so men naturally don't talk much. Most of the time it's the women that do lots of talking. Men don't really talk much in relationships, but I think it's about how the woman goes about it. So if you're a woman, you're with your man, you should know your man and know how to get to him. Every man is different. So if you're able to get to your man in a certain way, you can get him to open up and let you in on whatever is happening with him. But if you come aggressively, or if you come questioning him or come attacking him, he'll try to bottle it up, not talk about it, keep it to himself, and just allow you do you, because really he feels like you're the one who likes talking too much. So just go ahead and talk, or else he just stays in there and then watches you, allows you to have your way.
Uncle Eku.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you bottle up sometimes as a man?
Yes, I do.
Is it an ego thing?
It is, and that is what makes us man or men. Let me put it that way. You see, the man always is reasoning, anticipating, putting thoughts together, trying to envisage the tomorrow of his being. Now, when it comes like that, they recoil to their own circles, trying to do some kind of a learning. So in that period, whoever is coming closer, you need to honor them, quote unquote, per the state in which they are. You don't go be asking questions, piercing questions, disturbing questions. No. They will show that, they will block it. So when you get to know, you should understand that, the man is reasoning. Let me allow him to finish. Always.
But is it not selfish? Because when you want something from us, when you're trying to elicit information from us, we are willing to share.
Good, because you want to do the telling. You want to let the known to be known.
Is it a feminine thing?
It is. It's there, because when I made you know, I feel I have finished my work. But it need not be like that. If you are doing the telling, if mine is not coming, then work and wait till mine comes. And then we can really understand ourselves. You are quick to tell me, but I'm slow to tell you. That's how it works. And you should be able to understand. We cannot become sane. This is what we need to know.
But this is a relationship.
Yes.
If you want to make peace, someone once said, if you want to make peace, you should communicate.
Lily, relationship is about what? Understanding me, having a commonality, being sane. Let's see who we are. Therefore, if you are quick, it does not mean that I will also be quick, but lure me to also become quick. It's a real work. And you don't take that attitude of self. This is what I want, so listen to me. Are you not the one I'm talking to? You don't go like that.
But I like the fact that you say relationship is a two-way street,
yes.
Is it? So if I want information, why are you not able to share? Because
then
you are the
it
man.
goes this way. That's where your maturity comes in. What to say, what time, where, and who in that state. Not getting the same. I didn't know what getting. And you said none yet. You need to do a serious examination as to these things. Because where you are really thinking of something that you are not getting answers, that's not the time I need to be able to express something of a joy. It won't click. So you should be able to know. So what is it that you want to say, where you want to say, who in that question. So always don't say, oh, I am talking to Lily. No. You need to be able to define the persona at that time.
Right.
Before I can let go whatever I want to discuss with you. If you box me and say, I am Kweku, wait.
Emilia, let me ask you, I mean, woman to woman. As you read that lady's letter, what was your initial reaction?
Well, I think
We have come not to understand what relationship means. We just jump into relationship because I want a boyfriend, I want a fiancé, I want to get married. We haven't really schooled ourselves what relationship means. We haven't sat down to say that, do you know what, relationship is just beyond kind of the sex, and then it is more like a bond that we are from different backgrounds, so we have to study each other. So it's a school itself. Good. We have to study each individual that we are going into the relationship with. And then we come to compromise. You know, everybody has aggression, and that is the darker side of us. Really? Until you push me, I will never show you my aggression. It is the darker side of us. Because when you get angry or when you are emotional, it is your aggression that comes in between. So now we have to understand what relationship means, combining it with what aggression is. We ladies like talking. We like to complain, not because we are talkative or we love to talk.
That's our lick.
It is because we want to find answers to every solution. And we are expecting that answer. So it makes us talkative. And it is not a bad thing. Because once you are curious for a reason.
Curiosity killed the cat,
no,
you know?
It some way, yes, exactly.
It empowers.
I agree with him.
Yes.
Yes. It is not killing the cat. To kill the cat means that you are brave.
Exactly.
So we are brave. That is why we are curious. We want to know what exactly is happening. And it makes us talkative. And I'm proud we are talkative. Men don't like talking because they don't really want to explain everything. They are men. They have ego. They want it to be like, okay, you have to plead for the information. I'm the boss, you know. But we are talkative. We want to know what is it that you are not telling us. Even when you frown, why are you frowning? It might not be because of me. It's because of work. But we want to know. So reading her letter, it means like it's a trend. So I am thinking now, is it the problem with her? Has she really sat down, draw back to say that, what is wrong with me? And that is one thing that we don't do. It's like, we broke up, I'm moving up to the other guy. We broke up, I'm moving up to the other guy. True. Then we keep blaming the guys. But have you sat down and say that, do you know what? It is me. What is wrong with me? What do I have to do?
It's not because a lot of women do not want to be alone.
You know, that is also one problem I found very funny. Being alone is not a problem. Because you can be alone and do a lot of things.
But how many people understand this?
That's why I'm saying that we don't know ourselves. We have to sit down and get to know ourselves. And I know breaking hearts or breaking up with somebody is very emotional. Everybody has gone through that period. It's a stage that we have to grow up with.
I go through that all the time. When you promise me money and you don't give me, that's
I know, right?
I love that.
That's not more broken hearts.
That's the extreme form of broken hearts.
Yours is money. Mine, when I'm preparing banku and it flips to the floor. What do I have to eat? You have to start all over again.
You know, we are women. We have different forms of broken hearts.
So, like I was saying, it is us. We need to sit down. We are not. You can't be lonely. Now, when you're alone and you move to the other relationship, you keep making the mistake that you made previously because you haven't tried to understand what was wrong with you. You didn't solve the problem. You moved just to the other problem, and then you create more problems for yourselves.
I think to add on to what she said, I think it's much better to be alone for some time, get to know yourself before you get into another relationship and get it right, than to move from another relationship to another relationship and then it wouldn't work and then you come back to being alone again. So there's nothing really wrong with being alone. It's always better to stay alone after a relationship. Like when the relationship goes bad, after a broken heart, take some time off, understand yourself, assess yourself, know what you went through, know what didn't work for you in the past relationship, work on it. So then when you go into the next one, at least you are sure to some extent that it's going to go well.
Now, taking you on your word, shouldn't men be then working on this keeping to themselves thing?
Also, yeah, so it's both ways. The man is supposed to work on himself.
Because
the woman is supposed to work on himself.
Uncle Kweku and yourself alluded to the fact that men like to keep things to bottle up sometimes.
Yes.
So men should be able to open up.
So you see, I said earlier that naturally the man likes to keep things. But depending on how the woman knows the man and how she approaches the man, the man would open up and let the woman in on any form of information.
The woman has the key.
Yeah. Exactly. The man has the key all the time. Depending on how, so you're supposed to know the man, know who you're dealing with, and know how to go to him, go about it, and ask him for information. He will let you in on all of it.
But Lily, one thing that I have also learned from men is the fact that when they feel like, okay, when I tell her this, she's going to ask the next question. So why don't I just keep it all to myself? When it's the time, I'll just tell her. Because we are always curious to know one thing or the other. So I would just keep the information to myself. You are going to keep worrying me to get more information.
Nicholas, is that how you feel as men when we are asking questions?
Yes. So a man doesn't want to go on and on and on and on about a thing. He would want you to, you ask a question, he'll give you the answer, he wants it to end there. But when he feels like the answer will give you a lead to another question, and another question, and another question, he would rather want to bottle it up, not say anything, then the subsequent questions don't follow, then everybody's at peace, nothing happens.
Let me say this. You see, before you get into a relationship, remember you'll be molded.
Right.
And I've identified 5 things that actually makes us to become who we are. You can never be a photocopy of something. It's you. And it starts from the environment in which you came in from. Where you were born, who taught you what was the cultural aspect within where you were coming from. And then your expectations. And then your exposure and experiences. And of course, education. So when you look at all these 5 things, that makes you you. In that relationship. Therefore, if we are in that relationship, you need to halt yours for a while and see whether there is that chemistry between what I am as against what she or he is. From the same environment, ours is this, we say is good, but mine is down, they say is good. How do we not find a common grounds? We don't do that. And that is why we quick judge people. He's aggressive, she's aggressive in these areas. Because you think the understanding is not there. But you've forgotten that you think you know yourself, but you know the person there.
Yes.
And in every relationship, Lily, you are going to make me well. So that is where the GHOne is. You got to walk. And when our lady is speaking, you see, the relationship doesn't stop when you marry you. You intensify it. So we start by knowing, understand the dynamics, behavioral pattern. When we marry, you intensify that aspect. And that's what we don't do. So we say, this is the way I am, this is the way I want it. I don't care about where
that person.
Exactly. And that's what the problem is.
How many years have you been married?
3 years.
Throughout, let's say, the dating period, going into marriage, has there been instances where you've given your wife silent treatment? Is it intentional or unintentional?
Okay, so yes, I think I have. I have because, so sometimes, okay, so me personally, I like attention. I like attention a lot. So,
what's your star sign?
I'm an Aquarius. So then, sometimes.
You're always swimming.
So yeah, so I remember this one time, something happened. She wasn't talking about, like, I mean, she knew what she had done, I knew what she had done, but I wasn't ready to talk about it because I wanted her to come to me and talk about it and give me the attention I needed. So I was quiet the whole time, giving her silence treatment, doing this, doing that. But you realize that it doesn't lead to anything. It doesn't produce the result you want because it rather prolongs the issue. So you have to break the ice. You're the one with the issue. You're the one who has the problem. You have to address it. Maybe she doesn't even know what she did. She's not even conscious of it. So you're supposed to go to her, let her know that this is what happened. I need you. You did this, you did that, you did this. Then you solve because keeping quiet about it and giving the silence treatment would give you
the results.
Exactly. It doesn't solve any problem. So just open up, let the person know that this is what happened. You solve the problem, then you move on together again.
What happens if your man is giving you silent treatment, Emilia? I'm sure you've experienced this.
Oh, so many times.
I love
so
that.
many times. You know, sometimes they are like, that's how I am. You have to take it. But I don't accept that.
Exactly.
Because we all come from different backgrounds, different upbringings and all that. So if you tell me that I'm like that, I don't understand. Now we are coming together to build ourselves. So it means that I'm like, that has to be.
There should be compromise, yeah.
So now we are now coming together to compromise.
That's right.
And build our own.
Exactly.
So I'm like that, I don't take it. Yes, it's very painful to have a silent treatment because you don't deserve it. And nobody deserves that. There is an explanation to everything. And you need it. So personally, I deal with it in a way that I also draw back.
Is it a deal breaker for you, the silent treatment?
Yes, it is. Because once you're not giving me explanation, it means that you don't want to talk about it. And it means that you want me to move on. Yes. Because you are not talking about it. How do I get the answer? How do I get to know that this is what you want to say? And how many days or years or weeks are you going to keep silent? So I just have to walk away when I know that it's getting to months and I'm still getting that kind of treatment. Because I deserve better. So I have to walk away from the silence. Because silence can kill. It's an answer and it's also a killer. So you have to walk away when there is a silence.
And that action is coming as a result of, I am not valued.
Yeah.
I am not honored. Yes.
Yes.
Silence. Look, I'm talking to you and you're not responding.
That is very bad.
Who am I?
Exactly.
Oh, really? Okay. And if I say, okay, I also not talk, it means that we are all going to go on the opposite side.
Yeah.
So who talks to who? And again, then we come to a point where who will now come low to, as it were, resurrect the conversation.
But you know one funny thing is when you tell your friends about this, then they're like, don't see anything. What do you mean by don't see anything? No, there should be a communication. You're supposed to rather say that, be careful what you say.
Exactly.
It is better than don't see anything. If you say don't see anything, like you said, you are being so disrespectful. What do you mean by don't see anything? Just be mindful and be a good communicator in terms of being in a relationship. Don't say anything or being silent. It's so rude and so disrespectful.
And again, one of the things you should do when it comes to the silent aspect is that...
I'll take that right after the break. This is Live Stills. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
Order the Huawei Nova 9 SE before 15th May and get free gifts valued up to $799 CDs. Hurry, terms and conditions apply.
It's good to share nutritious meals cooked with Fritol, a vitamin A fortified oil. Whatever goodness means to you, Fritol stands with you. Fritol, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert is FDA approved.
Order the Huawei Nova 9 SE before 15th May and get free gifts valued up to $799 CDs. Hurry, terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. This is Live Stills here on GHOne TV. Tonight we're discussing aggression in relationships. But let me give you some good news, because I am the bearer of good news. Now we're spreading the love on MTN Momo. Did you know that now you can buy and send airtime to all other networks at no extra charge? That's some good news. All you have to do is dial *170#. Again, *170#. Select option 3, that's airtime and bundles. Then you select option 1, that's airtime. Then finally you select option 4, other networks, and follow the prompts to buy airtime for your family and friends. Please don't forget to show the love to your people who buy some airtime and spread someone today on MTN. You know when we're in secondary school, you used to say, I want to spread you. Yeah, so spread someone today. Just go on your phone. I know you have your phone in your hand. Just go on it. You're on your phone, right? *170#. Go ahead. All right. Uncle, before the break, we're talking about aggression.
Yes.
How do I identify that this aggression my partner is exhibiting could culminate into something else? Because for a lot of people, this is how, like Emilia said, this is how I am. So they learn to deal with it, or they learn to live with it.
Track the consistency. The first time it was like this, the same issue, same is continuing. Be careful. Because that's where it started, is actually going to go into a higher level. So the moment you see it and the person is not prepared to respond, then, as Emilia said, you also go by silent. You give a space. You ward up a little bit just to see who will now succumb to the missing link. That, hey, first in the Casa, but he said, we definitely will get somebody who will throw in the towel, and that's where we start from. But when you see consistency as to it is happening, please, if it's a relationship prior to marriage, think about yourself, because it could degenerate into something that is horrible.
Does it often happen that it degenerates into something?
It does. The guy is not prepared to stop. The lady is not prepared to stop. The same attitudinal problem or whatever is actually going on. And you're still sitting down there. He's not prepared to change.
But for others, they say, oh, he's not being aggressive physically.
You are
He's just
denying
ignoring
yourself.
me.
You are not facing reality. Listen, hardly would you change people. But your work is adjust to them. You can't change me. But you can adjust to me. So if you think your adjustment cannot work to suit that change you want, forget it. You won't get it. The mistake we do make is that, oh, Emilia, I can change Emilia. Oh, boy. You can't. But I need to work on my way and see how well I can adjust to her. So when she's quiet, when she's withdrawn, what do I also do? I don't disturb her with talk. I also recoil, and then we see who we invite to. And then we can discuss, this attitude of yours I don't like. Can we look at it this way? Then that is where the chemistry begins to fall. It's a real work. It's a real work.
You know, sometimes people talk about the fact that emotional, physical aggressiveness is something that, it's not a problem. Emotional ones are the killers. Nowadays, I talk to a lot of people, and trust me, stress is killing people a lot.
Stress in their relationships?
Yes. And that is part of aggression, emotionally. Now you are stressed. You want answers to your solutions. You are in a relationship, you're not feeling comfortable. It leads to stress. It is killing you slowly, and you die, and people are like, oh, on your report. It is stress. And all these things contribute to the fact that people are being stressful or emotionally sick in their relationship. So we should look at that part very well.
But as a woman, how do you feel when you're constantly expressing yourself, like you were saying, you want to find the minutest detail and it tells you you are nagging?
People are not even like you're nagging.
But some of us are talkatives. That's why I talk for a living. Yeah.
And I also do that for a living. But the truth is, sometimes maybe the polite way you can answer me is that, oh, you always want to find answers. Well, I will tell you the history about it. Or this is really not important, but I will tell you something about it. But to say that, oh, you know, we haven't studied each other so enough to know what goes along. That's the problem. We are in a relationship. You koto ice cream, it's not car front. That is it. But we go beyond that.
For some people, the only time they have conversations is during intimacy.
You see?
Yes.
I'm coming to you. I'm come to spend the weekend, and there is nothing. It's just waking up, cooking, and sometimes you have to plead for breakfast in bed. Yes, that's what we all call relationship, but it is just not it. Because, you know, broken heart is good though. Me, I've passed through it, and it has taught me a lot of things. Because I have to sit back and ask myself, what did I do wrong? What wasn't working?
Good question.
How do I have to do it? Now, when I meet the person, I don't ask questions like, tell me your weak points. Yeah. What do you like? What don't you like? If he tells you, what can you do about it? It has to be studies. You have to study the person to know that this is how he is. What if he lies? That, I'm medium in Pekasa. You have to talk.
But Uncle Kweku,
yes,
is it a bad thing to ask people, oh, okay, what are your likes and dislikes, your weakness, your strengths? I find those questions very boring.
Yes, because you see those questions as inquisitorial, wanting to fish something out. He has actually mapped up something, or she has gotten something in mind and want to conclude. So, what are your likes? So if I say A or B, then you should say, what about this? That means it's leading to something else. All right? So normally what I do normally say is that don't do the asking, but do more of suggesting. Let the person feel a bit heroine or hero in terms of, I am placing you on a certain pedestal, so I want you to tell me more. Rather than you ask me. You know, when you are asking, if you're not careful, you raise the pitch. Your pitch goes up and it becomes more dictatorial. So the man might think that, are you instructing me? So you got to be very careful. So you need to also master the skill of asking. And don't be what I call pre-conclusive. In terms of, I have something in mind to me. So always you realize that your questioning is leading you and confirming to something you think or feels that
it sounds investigative.
Exactly. And such a thing, you won't get a man to give you a response. That's exactly what will happen.
But Nicholas, you know there are some women too who equally like to bottle up.
Yes, yes,
and then they flare up at the least.
Yes. And really, it's wrong. You see, the backbone of every good relationship is communication. There should be communication. You and your partner should be able to communicate, because you guys are two different people coming together to form a body to grow from different backgrounds. You guys have different upbringing and all of that. So if I don't talk to you, you don't talk to me, I would not know what you think I should know. You will not know what I think you should know. Then the relationship doesn't grow. So we should be able to communicate. Bottling up doesn't solve any problem. It only rather compounds the issue, because you have an issue, you have a problem, you're keeping it within you. I wouldn't know, I wouldn't address it, I wouldn't talk about it. And then you feel like you're expecting me to come to you to come and talk about it. But I don't know there's a problem, and I'm also there living my life. And then the more it keeps long for me to come, the more it compounds. And then you get agitated. But if you have the issue and you open up and talk about it and you express your feelings about it, I would also give my explanations, give my apologies. The issue is solved, charged, and put in the bin. Then we move on. But you bottle up, and it goes both ways actually, for the men and the women. You bottle up and keep it within you and not say anything about it. You really do not solve you rather compound the problem. Then we are rather at a stalemate. There's stagnation. No progression.
It is actually the greatest poison in relationship.
Really?
Bottling up. And that is how silence can destroy the beauty you really want to forge towards.
But what are the signs that I can identify that my partner is aggressive passively?
Well, that's why I gave you that background check. Normally, where the person is coming from, who the person stayed with, how his life or her life had been, has it become more of a hustling sort of attitude, or where there were that community that he was actually living in? In other words, that cozy environment. You need to look at that. Another aspect is the person's expectations. He's always thinking, I need to get it first. So she would not, or he would not understand why I should be second. All right, it's also there.
But and it's not a selfish world.
It is. But you see, that is why I am in relationship with you, to understand you better. Because everybody is self. And I hold my own selfish traits. And if you are coming in, I need to be able to shield mine. The only time I will open up is that now I understand who you are. And that is the process of relationship. opening up to embrace mine and accept mine is why we are in relationship. If that thing is not there, forget it, Lily. So it's a rework. Just look at you wanting to kiss me. If my lips is getting closer to your lips, what is your thought? Why would you want to embrace my kiss? Or why would you reject it?
Because you are responsive.
Fantastic. I see it as normal. I see it as a meaning to something. I see it as a bond. And so our mind is saying, bam, there it goes. But when you turn, it means you are not ready for me. And probably I am now pushing the thing once you are not ready. That is what the problem is.
Okay, then also to add on to what Uncle just said. So you realize that some people naturally are not expressive because of probably how they were brought up. So
Absolutely.
maybe growing up, they were shut out anytime they wanted to talk. They were not allowed to.
Typical of Ghanaian homes.
Yes, they're not allowed to express themselves. So you realize that they grow up not being able to express themselves and not being able to talk as much. So now, in this instance, it falls on you, the other party, the other partner. It falls on you. That is, if you want the relationship to work, to help this person in, to help bring this person in. Because really, it's not deliberate. It's just how they grew up. That's just how they are. So it's your duty, actually, as a partner who wants the relationship to work, to help this bring this person in. So you can pick up signs. So for instance, you do something, then the partner is angry, but then she doesn't say it. She rather shows an action, and it's consistent. So you realize that over time, whenever she's angry, she shows her body language, she shows her facial expression. Whenever she's sad, she does the same thing. Whenever she's happy, she does the same thing. She doesn't talk, but she communicates using her body languages. When you pick up these signs, whenever you do something that offends her, and she gives you that sign, even though she has not said anything, you know that she's unhappy, she's sad. Then you can walk up to her, probably apologize, first of all, then open up the conversation for her to let you know what you did that made her angry or unhappy.
Yeah.
This is still Life Stills here on GHOne TV. Take another break. We're back with more. Stay with us.
Order the GHOne Nova 9 SE before 15th May and get free gifts valued up to $7.99 CDs. Hurry, terms and conditions apply.
Hello, my name is Nana Abba Anamwa, the General Manager of GHOne TV and Star FM. Before sharing a post on social media, take a minute to do 4 things. 1. Look up the source to check if it's credible. 2. Check the dates. Reposting old news stories doesn't mean they are relevant to current events. 3. Read the whole article, not just the headline. And lastly, consider if your own beliefs or concerns might affect your judgment. If you're not sure of the authenticity of the news source, do not share the post. If you spot false news online, report it immediately to Facebook. Join the fight against false news online. Let's work together to create a no false news zone.
This message is brought to you by Facebook and EIBnet.
Welcome back from the break. This is Live Stills here on GHOne TV. Tonight, we've been discussing aggression in relationships. But this time around, we're not talking about physical aggression, but passive aggression when people are silent and they give you that silent treatment. How do you deal with that? And for how long can you even take that? If my partner is giving me that silent treatment, for how long till I also flare up?
If we are yet to marry, and you see it for, let's say, 6 months, 3 months, think twice.
Really?
Because you can't develop it to a year. You'll be feeling more uncomfortable. You feel unsafe.
But 6 months, is it not too early?
Well, But the consistency is that is the way she is, that's the way he is.
Rome was not built in a day, you know.
So I should take my time and go through. But you see, when your expectation is such that this isn't what I'm looking for, I've tried my best to see how well we can actually change. The change is not coming. She doesn't even accept her fault. You know, all these things, you need to be able to look at it. But where you have married, it means that you saw it. You felt it. And you said to yourself that, well, I will deal with it. So deal with it. This is what makes it difficult.
Like they say, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it.
But plan how you will cross before you get there.
But you know something? Yeah. It's better to break up 6 months than to build it to 6 years.
Go for it.
And then now you are disappointed.
Go for it.
Broken.
Go.
Now you have to start all over again. That's why people can't leave their relationship. Because 6 months is enough.
It's enough.
Now you build 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you're still there. And now 6 years.
Is it because people are afraid of the relationship breaking, so they sort of cope?
There are lots of factors. You know, sometimes people give you some kind of, silly kind of excuses.
They're very flimsy.
Yes. That's, Mijina or Mobek, like that kind of, I normally don't understand those people. It means that you're not in the relationship because you want to be in a relationship. You're in the relationship because it's for fun.
Yes.
And you're satisfying people.
And sometimes people stay because of the financial benefit.
Exactly.
So then comes the moment you are vulnerable, you stay. The moment you feel you are limited, you stay.
You don't know your worth.
And when you don't know and have not accepted yourself,
Yes.
I'm sorry, you've lost it. You don't need to get into a relationship when all these are not there. If you are there, be careful. But you should be able to be on top of, accept yourself, know yourself. Make sure you're not vulnerable and don't be limited and empty. Because the more you discuss your emptiness, somebody will zap you on that.
Okay.
On that basis. So that is why all these things can actually crop up. Let's assume that when I met you, Lily, and you start telling me about your family, how poor they are, do you know what you are trying to let me have? I will disregard your family, because then I will do something to lift you up so that you will know that, hey, I was the one who did that to you. And that alone limits you, puts you in a vulnerability position.
But is it not also about putting all your cards on the table then, Nicholas?
Okay, so putting all your cards on the table, it depends. It depends on how deep you are in a relationship or how long you're in a relationship. You can't just start a relationship like a month, 2 months, and then you have all your cards on the table. I mean, yes, you have to be open and all of that, but you really have to be very tactical about it. So you have to take your time in putting everything on. But I want to touch on the how long you're supposed to stay when you realize. You see, I feel like it's how much of a big deal the passive aggression is to you, because there every person has a shortfall. So there's no perfect human being. So maybe I am passively aggressive. I don't open up and all of that. But then there are other parts of me, other things about me that you like, that you feel like you would want to have, that you think that you can compromise the passive aggression with and stay in the relationship. If that is for you, compromise, stay in it. But like I said earlier, pick up the signs. Like, look for ways you can because really, the person you have you're okay with the person, just that is what, and really to some extent, his shortfall doesn't affect you as much. So compromise. If that works for you, stay in the relationship and pick up the signs. Be smart, be intelligent, be smart. You don't need the person to communicate verbally all the time. The person will show you signs. If someone is unhappy, you would know. It's obvious. You see it. So when you see these signs, educate yourself on these signs, and when they come up, know that this sign is coming up because I did this. Then you can also, even though the person has not said anything to you, you can go to the person. Oh, I'm sorry for doing this. What exactly did I do? The person will definitely open up, talk about it, and then let you know everything.
Now, let me also add about to the fact that playing your cards are very dangerous. Because now
So you don't believe in laying all the cards on the table?
No, you don't have to.
Really?
You have to keep yourself very safe.
Yeah.
In as much as you're in a relationship, you have to also think about yourself. Because once something happens, it happens to you alone. Even if it is in a relationship. Let me just use this as an example. There was a family that I went into a relationship with, like, was in a relationship. When I go to the family house, I do all the chores because I felt it was okay to help them do it. Do you know what they were thinking? Girl, do it. Excuse me, the woman advised the child, when they want to go to school, don't do that. Once you play all your cards freely, you might not know what the other person is thinking. So you have to be very careful. It's a studies. And when you are studying each other, you are learning. So you don't just give all out. You are the talkative. Yes, I want him to know that he has to believe in me.
Even in marriage?
Before you get married.
Before you get married. That's what
You have...
So at what point do you lay all the cards on the table? Is it in marriage?
I think in marriage you should be able to lay all your cards on the table. Because before you get married, you should be able to... You're supposed to be certain with yourself that this is the person I'm going to live with for the rest of my life. There should be some trust. Because you are going to be one flesh with this person. You're actually one flesh with this person. So the person is actually you. So what are you hiding from you? You can't hide anything from you, really. So in marriage, the person is supposed to know everything. But before you get there, let there be trust. Build on the trust from the relationship. And know that before you enter, you know that this is somebody I can trust with every piece of information concerning me.
But I also think that people don't know why there's something created for honeymoon. That is where you have to play the cards. Because that is where you have to...
Is it that moment that you get to know your partner entirely? I think
you have known the partner
is a
for
phase.
some time. Now we are married. Do I have to know something else?
What the journey has changed.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now it is
That's
not
true.
a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not a fiancé, whatever.
It's marriage.
It's marriage.
What
so
must
now
I
It's a
know?
partnership.
Yes.
Exactly.
Now,
Partnership.
what is the contract? What type of contract are we signing? That is why that moment is created. So I think we have to understand that.
And the wisdom here is that anytime you let go a card, how well can you envisage its ripple effect? Can you manage it?
Interesting.
Yes! That is why you don't lay all cards. So people who play cards are strategic.
Yeah.
So you ought to be strategic. That if I do this, what will be his or her response come tomorrow?
So this lady, our writer, wants
Yeah.
to know how to deal with her partner.
First,
What should she?
First, she should start from herself.
Yeah.
What has been my demeanor? What has been my approach? What is my tendency of wanting to know? All right? So do introspection of yourself. Try and understand yourself and reposition yourself in such a way that you will understand why your partner is giving you that attitude in terms of that passive aggression thing. If you don't do that, you will fumble. You realize that she said it has become a routine.
A routine, a
there's
trend.
a trend.
Because,
Yeah.
yes, all because from one point to
She
the
doesn't
other,
take her time. She goes to the next.
she had not actually healed herself. You had to let go of the old before you embrace the new.
New. Absolutely.
And in doing that, you have to forgive yourself and make sure that the new person you want to know better. You don't carry the baggage into
To the next one. It's true.
It's dangerous. And some no ya no de ko. I so be ko sa be si sa. Exactly, exactly. It won't die.
Emilia.
Yeah, I think that Counselor said it right. She should do an introspection.
Exactly.
Now you have to ask yourself, what did I do right? What happened?
Good.
How did I play my cards?
Good.
Like, we all know how to play chess.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
how did I play it? Did I do the king winning the queen?
That's right.
Or did I just play it because I know how to play it? So she should be very careful. Like, not just enter a relationship because it's fun. It is no fun. It is something that it's a mixed feeling. So it's a mixed method. You have to do your methodology very well.
Nicholas.
Okay, so I think that she should ask herself how much she wants the relationship, how much she's willing to compromise, and then also ask or find out how much the partner also wants the relationship. If they are both on the same level, then she should be able to compromise and, like I said, pick the signs from the partner. Because if really they really love each other, they're together, but this is the partner's shortfall, and it wouldn't affect her as much, and she feels it wouldn't affect her as much when they get married or already married, whatever, then she should stay in it, pick up the signs. She should be smart to look at the signs when the partner gives it and then use it. But if she feels that this is a big deal for her and she can't go on with this, she cannot live with somebody who doesn't talk and everything, there's no point continuing the relationship.
Let me add this to it. Any relationship you're going to get yourself into, be fool to yourself. Yema, shawhuma, don't be part of yourself. You'll be in denial.
How do you
be yourself? This is who I am. This is what I want. I am not getting this from you because I expect you to have this. And let me tell you, men will love that. A woman who can really attest to what they're looking for. Every man appreciates it.
Very true.
I think a lot of us lie to ourselves.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. That don't be part of yourself, but be a fool to yourself.
We're never able to show our standards.
Yes, because you want to impress.
You want to impress, exactly.
And that's the pretenses comes in. I want to be the good lady, the so beautiful, virtuous woman.
She's scared to lose the relationship and all of that.
Be yourself.
And scared to be alone. Don't worry, you can join the gang. Thank you very much, Nicholas Aiche. He's an insurer. Emilia Kafuya-Jege. She is a broadcast journalist and our very own uncle, Kweku Edumata. My name is Lily Mohammed. I'm sure you've learned a lot tonight. Do have a good night, but make sure that when you're going into a relationship, you are full. Do not go half-filled. Good night.
In July,
GHOne TV, your best experience.
Freedom!
The Lord has done it.
Weakness in prayer has made kings become beggars, and beggars are riding on horses. According to scripture, 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 7 says, the end of the world is coming soon. Therefore, be earnest and disciplined in prayer. For this reason, Freedom Time Praying Partner, FTPP, is inviting all to join this power-packed prayer program every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday midnight, 12 p.m. on GHOne TV. This power-packed program is being led by Reverend Bernard Owusu Ansan. Don't forget that the fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Therefore, be part of this program. For any information, call 0244 115 618.
Freedom! The Lord has done it.
FTPP.
GHOne TV, your best experience.
GHOne TV, your best experience.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Fantana. Keep watching Rhythms Live on GHOne TV. I mean that.
Boom. Care for me and I care for you, baby, oh. Hold my hands and I hold you, lady, oh. Boom, you don't know this is Jupiter, Ghana heavyweight dancer superstar. And you're watching Rhythms Live on GHOne. Nobody touch the dial, me say so. Kaboom. Brrr.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Space Lee.
It's your boy RJZ.
And keep watching Rhythms Live. Tuned in, La Même Gang. Dano. Don't jealous me, Mr. Badman, don't jealous me. What's up, guys? Your boy Kiddy, aka Oh Lord Mercy. You're watching Rhythms Live. Let's go.
Kakra ebedi nintina yebe, kakra ebeshe nintina yebe. Tiwanya wodia mame nyini mi hu, mame hama sueni udede. Bema da be wa me hustle all night long, and I'm gonna do it till they sing my song. I just wanna ball, don't get me wrong. Oh, tijame na me nyame kese, that's how we are man and kese. I've been dripping on you, make I show them who the real is. Say ah, dame na me nyame kese. That's the way I'm on the I've been dripping on you. Make I show them who the real is. Say tell me what you know about that. This is for my homies with the swag like that. Go and get your money, then you ball right back. Say your piano, we'll come over there like that. Hey, tell me what you know about that. This is for my homies with the swag like that. Go and get your money, then you ball right back. Say your piano, we'll come over there like that. Kuti wo hoyo ba betu je mai. Sikeni so nya na fani pray mai. Party many abranti am shit way bands. Messi maso hu say me ba be a crime. And me my shot to sell this shit. Me bring me pizza, bring me back, I so bring my bit here. Yeah man I miss you. Swagger nigga extraordinary. My shot to sell boga kupali no akapa. I'm looking dapper. Me mami who try to set chopper. I got to bro for and the cast until me in the force to cry me ba machine set designer. Come on, sit down, man I told me. You guys me brag about it, know that I'm the do it so effortless. Lose friends, but I never lose my self-respect. Being real, make it tell them check. Tijame na me nyame kese. That's how we are man and kese. I've been dripping on you. Make I show them who the real is. Say tijame na me nyame kese. That's how we are man and kese. I've been dripping on you. Make I show them who the real is. Say I mean, I'm a soon chine, I never wanna waste no time. See, I got a need in my room to jam and make us sweat inside. I the drip like I'm in the 90s. At the back of the club, that's where you find me. Sipping on things that gon' make you speedy. Oh, there's no debating. Cause no one in the corner got swagger like us. Roll up the Dutchie, you move them fast. Make a nigga know so we boss, and it's a fact. Remember, me kind of cramming your west. Ripping up pussy, your fake right by any west. I told ya, me and me in the studio. And man, I am a capunuma. And woman, that's how we are, man. I've been dripping on you. Make I show them who the real is. Say, that's how we are, man. I've been dripping on you. Make I show them who the real is. Say, Kakra ebedi nintina yebe, kakra ebeshe nintina yebe. Tiwanya wodia mame nyini mi hu, mame hama sueni udede. Bema da be wa me hustle all night long, and I'm gonna do it till they sing my song. I just wanna ball, don't get me wrong. Whoa.